Dogecoin looks like it's breaking out of this falling wedge pattern that I was watching yesterday. We had resistance, resistance, support, support. I was watching this top trend line and this bottom trend line. We came down, we actually broke through on the bottom, and I've talked about this on my channel before, how sometimes on falling wedges we can break through, and if we break through this top trend line, then that's confirmation that we're actually in a falling wedge, and like basically it comes down and it can't get held down, and someone kind of described it as like trying to hold a ball underwater like a basketball or something, and it just pops back up. And so we broke that trend line. We're breaking to the upside right now. We're already at this next Fibonacci retracement level. Some of the targets that we would look at on a falling wedge would be ultimately the top, sitting maybe around 0.16428. But let's see if we could break through at the 17 level. It's not impossible either. But some of the other places that you'd look for are the previous resistances. So we came down, we had resistance right here, and this would be another level sitting at about 0.15253. Let's see what happens right here. It looks like we're already kind of getting close to it. It looks like we have a nice big candle right there. It could be possibly the start of maybe a bull flag. Maybe we do something like this and then get a continuation. Like, let's say we just start drawing, let's say we draw a trend line, something like this, and then we start going sideways. It's possible we could start drawing or it could start being a flag pattern, and then we could break that to the upside, as opposed to I don't know, breaking the trend and then just coming down, because this looks like pretty good price action right now. Let's see if we can get up to like 17, or let's see how high it can go. Like I said, we have support right here, we have support right here. I'll probably be watching a trend line, something like this, on the 1 hour time frame. I've been liking the 1 hour time frame, the 5-minute time frame, because you could actually see you could actually kind of see what's going on with the price right now. Look at that big old green candle we have right now. It just looks like it's pretty much going parabolic, but you could kind of look at these kind of little patterns that it creates on the 5-minute, and then kind of, I don't know, check it out, see, give you an idea of where it's going to go next, kind of zoomed in. But yeah, the 1 hour and the 5-minute have been actually very good lately. And it looks like we're running right now. Let's see what would be the price target that we'd be kind of looking at. Let's do a horizontal line, maybe at this top right here. We could use the bodies, or we could use the wicks. Let's do it red, because it's possible that it's going to give us resistance. Maybe something like this. The top is sitting at around 0.15419, and then the bodies are sitting at around 0.1533. If we could just break through this, I want to see the candles close though. Let's see, we still have 50 minutes on this candle that we just started on this 5-minute or this hour candle. So yeah, let's see how far we can go on this, but it looks like we're kind of just breaking right through it, and we're getting like a nice green candle. And it's kind of funny because on yesterday's video I was talking about how we came down right here, and we didn't hit my limit order at 0.139. We did on the Binance chart. Technically on the Binance chart we did, but on the Coinbase chart we didn't, and I didn't get my limit order filled on Coinbase. But we dipped down all the way down to around, at least on Binance, we dipped all the way down to 0.13588, and so I got my limit order filled. And check it out, right at that level we got a bounce, and that's where it started bouncing to the upside. I was talking about this falling wedge in yesterday's video, and we broke it to the upside. I was, you know what, last night I was contemplating making a video when we broke to this this bottom down here, going to the downside. I was looking at a target. I was targeting from the top to the bottom of the wedge, going to the downside, something like this. And I was like, oh, I wonder if this is where we're going now, because we broke that trend line. And boom, when I woke up, we were back in this channel pattern. I started looking at this channel. I looked at this top, and I was looking at this bottom. We started bouncing in between there again. And I was like, okay, if we can break out of this, then we're on our way to this level first, and then I would say if we can continue going, then this level would be next. And if we could break 17 like I've been talking about, let's go to my other chart, because that has it more drawn out a little bit better. The yellow spots are my positions. Let's go ahead and remove those real quick. Let's go ahead and do that. And then, okay, yeah, so I've been looking at this red line right here, because this is previous resistance that we had in the past. Let's go ahead and come back over here. we had this bottom one is this top right here, and then this top red line is this top over here. So I want to see us break out of those red lines, start setting higher highs. And yeah, the other thing that I was thinking too is it'd be good for us to set a higher high. It'd be better, it'd be nice if we can come up and get higher than this high, so we can set a higher high. We have low, high, low, and then if we could get high, then we can start changing that downtrend. We've been in a downtrend for a while. Maybe we can start changing it. The other thing that I was thinking about, let's go to the other chart. It's a little bit more cleaner. The other thing I was thinking about is maybe we're forming a possible head and shoulders something. Let me delete a bunch of this stuff actually. So okay, so we're in the falling wedge. I guess we could keep that one, but what I was thinking is we had, like I was just talking about, okay, so we came down, we got a low, we got a high, we got a low. What if we come up here, we get resistance, and then we start coming down? And this is also could be a target that we're already at right now, because we're at the Fibonacci retracement levels. Like I say, I like to play off of them. It won't be surprise me if we came down and then hit this Fibonacci retracement level and then got a bounce again. And that's kind of what I'm talking about, is what if we're forming a possible inverse head and shoulders right now, because we have this spot right here, and then if we come up and get resistance right here and get rejected, then maybe we could come down, hit this Fibonacci retracement level again. I mean, we came all the way down to 0.14241 on this side, but I mean, I would be playing off the Fibonacci retracement level myself, but I mean, you could also argue that you can, let's go ahead and do an orange line. I mean, an orange line is usually where I do the way I label my limit orders. Orange, you glad I put a limit order? And so, yeah, so this one is sitting at around 0.14241, or maybe the Fibonacci retracement level sitting at, to be safe, sitting at around 0.145 again. Or let's see, I think, yeah, that's pretty much what it was. Let's see what happens right now though. But that's what I was just kind of thinking in my mind. I was like, what if we get resistance right here? It's almost like a double top, but we're getting low, high, low, high. If we come down and don't break, if we don't come down and get lower than this low, then we could be setting up a inverse head and shoulders, which would be, you would drag from the top or the bottom to the neckline. Let's go ahead and do that real quick. Something like this, and then if we drag this to the breakout, we'd be looking at a target. I mean, we'd be looking at that top again. And see, this is a new pattern that I hadn't, I mean, we haven't formed this, but I mean, let's say, like I was saying before, if we could get a higher high right here, then this is already gone. I mean, this isn't whatchamacallit. But if we get rejected right here and start coming down and then do something like that, then maybe that can be kind of a pattern. But just something that I was playing with in my mind, that I was kind of wondering if it was possible, because like we've already, okay, so from this little run right here going up, it's already a nice little run. Let's see how from the bottom down here to up here, we've already done 10%, 10.9%. All the way to the top of it is sitting at around 12.13%, and look where it's getting a little bit of resistance at right there. Let's go to the 5-minute. See, and this is where we can look at the 5-minute. Looks like we got a nice little flagpole. Let's see if we get consolidation. Watch the bottom on the top. If we could break to the top side, then maybe we can drag from the bottom to the top of this flagpole, drag that to the breakout, maybe something like this. If it consolidates for a while, maybe it does something like this, possibly. And then let's say that breaks it to the upside. You know what I mean? If we could break out of this red line, then we could forget about that inverse head and shoulders, but because we've already broken it. But just something I was kind of curious about, or something I was kind of thinking about before we started breaking this all hardcore. This looks parabolic. Let's see if we could continue that momentum going to the upside. But yeah, it looks good. That's why I like these falling wedges. I mean, that's why I made my logo, the chart action logo, a falling wedge, because these are really my favorite patterns to watch is these downtrends. These downtrends, it gets tighter and tighter, and then it breaks to the upside. And sometimes it'll go to the downside and then pop back to the upside. And once it breaks that, then that's even more confirmation that it's a falling wedge, and it's probably going to go here and or maybe here. So first target, we pretty much already hit the first target. Like I said, the first target was .15257 of that falling wedge. And then the second target is going to be around .16402. Where if, I mean, I got this level right here, and the levels that I've been putting limit orders on from doing Fibonacci retracement charts. So if we go, okay, so we had a nice little run starting the first, I think it was. And then we started getting some trouble, kind of like we're getting trouble a little bit right here. So I was like, okay, well, maybe we're at the top, get a Fibonacci retracement chart just for fun, drag that from the bottom to the top. And then if you think it's going to go down 50%, let's say, which is very average, I mean, very normal for it to do that, then you can set up limit orders. And on my last, I mean, you'd have to probably go back a few, like maybe a week or two ago, but when we started breaking over here, I was saying I really like the 50% level. I'll be watching the 38% sitting at .151, I think it was, and then the 50% was sitting at .145, excuse me, and then the next one down was .139. Yeah, 139. And I wasn't so confident about this one down here, but the 50% I kind of was. So we came down, got a nice little trade from there to there, and then bounced on it, and then got a trade from there to there, got it again, and then picked up this one. Now we're bouncing to the upside, and then all these are pretty much, hopefully these can start getting in green, some of the ones that I've been picking up. But yeah, that's kind of been some of my strategies. If you want to go, I mean, if you want to check out some of my past videos and see how it's all played out and how I've been kind of talking about some of this stuff, then that would be probably good to just check out. But looks like we're already hitting the first target. Let's see if we come up and hit that next target of around .164, or maybe even break through that that Fibonacci retracement level and start looking at the bigger picture. I mean, if we go to the other Dogecoin chart, this is the one. On this Fibonacci retracement chart, I've been looking at this bigger time frame all the way back from February all to March. That was the low, and then that was the high. Fibonacci retracement tool from the bottom to the top of that big trend, and then we're also doing the same thing on a bigger time scale. And so what the funny thing is that 61% lined up, this Fibonacci 61% lined up with the other 61% sitting at .139. So I've been playing off these ones as well. So let's see, I think, and then like I said, the next level, maybe let's see if 156 gives us trouble, or yeah, I think that'd be it, 156. That's also another level that I'm actually, oh, check it out. Shoulder, head, shoulder. We've already been forming a head and shoulders. I forgot about this one. On the daily time frame, we actually already have been forming a head and shoulders. If we break, okay, let's regroup. If we, okay, so we have resistance, resistance, resistance. We have a trend line going like this. If we break this trend line sitting at .16131, here's another target, or another pattern that we could have a target for. So we drag from the top to the bottom of that inverse head and shoulders, drag this to the breakout, and we're looking at a target of approximately .19443. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I mean, like I was talking about, it kind of looks like a pyramid. These kind of look like, oops, it kind of looks like a pyramid pattern, kind of, and then we have the bottom like that. And it could go the other way too. Whoops, sorry, it's something like that, and then it'd be a pyramid. So yeah, let's see. I mean, like I said, there could be like multiple patterns that we're looking at all in the same time, and when each one breaks, then the next pattern gets set off, and so forth. Let's see if that train reaction can continue, and we can continue to head up. And like I said, if we break this 17 level, I'm looking at this previous resistance over here sitting at .202. That was a lot. So hopefully you're still there. If you want to check out the last video and check out how I was still looking at this target of .139, even though it's fun. We dipped down on one on Binance, but we didn't do it on Coinbase. And then we actually did it on Coinbase today, so, or yesterday, last night. Check it out right here though. Check out that video, and then if you like this video, hit that thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one.